It happened. I got Splatoon 2. And I want to tell you what I think about it. However, it is a beautiful day here in Rochester, New York, and it would be a damn shame if I did not take advantage of it in some way, shape, or form. So that said, I'm going to tell you my first impressions on the go. So first off, I never actually played the first Splatoon. I passed on it because admittedly, I was quite skeptical of it.
And you know what? I'm actually happy I waited. I'm happy that my first experience playing Splatoon is like this, in my hands, wherever I want to be, even if it's the middle of some lawn at the corner of some street in the city. Is this private property? Or is this public? I don't know. So I'm not a competitive multiplayer gamer dude. I think naturally I would just rather be working with someone else opposed against someone. But somehow, surprisingly, this game is actually warping my attitude towards competitive gaming, and there's a few reasons for it. So first off, there's a style of pacing playing online with this game that I just have yet to find in other multiplayer games online. So at first you're only allowed to play the Turf War, which is just the regular battle mode, which is the mode that Splatoon is most known for. And until you hit level 10 is when you can start going into more diverse battles. It makes me feel like I'm pushing towards something because not all the modes are unlocked to you at first. And I think it's a really brilliant way of pacing any player into playing competitively online. It just doesn't throw them in. So there's only 8 maps in the game, but something they do that's really fascinating is you're only allowed to play 2 for 2-hour intervals. So every 2 hours the maps rotate. And there's a few reasons why I like that, is that it's always changing things up. You're never getting totally comfortable playing a certain map for a certain period of time. I find that once I get used to knowing a map really well, I'm then forced within an hour or so to just completely change my way of style playing and then adapt to a new map. I love that. I actually think it's really, really brilliant.
One thing that I'm actually having a hard time wrapping my head around is the Salmon Run mode, which is their version of a horde mode. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm not big in competitive gaming, so the Salmon Run mode is perfect for me because it is a cooperative mode versus waves of these salmonoid AI creature dudes who are mutated and shit. So this mode is right up my alley. It's pretty much Nintendo's version of the Gears of War horde mode, or maybe even something more like Left 4 Dead in a way. But what's confusing about it is that it's only playable within 12-hour intervals of the day. And I don't know why they would do that. Maybe it's because it's there to build kind of exclusivity and excitement, making players more likely to rush online during the time that's available to play it, so it's more people are there to get in a room together. And then maybe I was thinking maybe Nintendo wasn't confident with how many people would be playing online, so they wanted to try and concentrate everyone to a specific time period to make sure that people would be eager to get there at that time and play together. I don't know. That's the one thing about this game that I don't quite understand. It doesn't really bug me that much. I'm just trying to figure out from a developer's perspective why you would do that. The Salmon Run does bring up concern, and this is actually one of the few times where I think voice chat is so vital for communication and getting better at this game. And yes, this game has it, sorta. I'm sure you've heard people flip out and talk about it, but in order to have voice chat with Splatoon, you have to do it through a smartphone app on your phone. If I wanted the voice chat and play at the same time, so what would happen is I would have to create a room in the game, and then that would correspond with the Splatoon app that I would chat with. I probably don't have to do much more explaining to show just how confusing that is. If I wanted the voice chat, I would have to block out the sound of my game, meaning I would not get my sweet ass Poly 6S soundtrack. I may be wrong, but I think you could only talk to people you're friends with. So that means I have to find 3 other friends who all collectively want to play together at the same time during this bizarre, weird 12-hour interval thing in order to play and chat with them. And frankly, I just don't think that's ever gonna happen. Nah. Goofy ass chat system aside, I actually think the Nintendo Switch app thing is kind of a cool idea, and it's been managing to keep me engaged with Splatoon outside of even touching the game. So it shows you the statistics for your last 50 games that you've played, and I find that having this information at my fingertips on my phone in between matches that I'm playing or when I'm not playing at all, I'm able to actually look at how I did, what weapon I was using, and how well I did with that weapon. And in a way, it is a blueprint to show you what you're bad at and what you're good at. And I think that about covers it. The only thing I didn't really talk about was the campaign mode that comes with this. For the most part, it plays like a pretty straight shot campaign, circa like 96 to 2000. It's sort of just like pretty much play through levels, collect a few hidden items, beat boss, go to next world. The campaign, if anything, just feels like a really well-crafted boot camp that kind of tailors players' skills for doing better online and kind of gives you the opportunity to use different weapons in different and varying scenarios. That's all I got for today. I like it. It's good game. Recommend you try it. As always, thank you for watching. Do the comment, like, subscribe shit. That stuff is so boring and cliche. Do what you want. You can choose not to like it, you can choose not to subscribe, or you can choose to do so. It is what your heart desires. That's it. Goodbye. Have a good day. See ya. Till next time. I'm Kurt. Bye.